Hello my dear friends, welcome to Belgrade that is now becoming sunny, although the whole morning was very cloudy. Approaching the Enube Center and the roundabout at Opština Novi Beograd, or the municipality of New Belgrade. Left from us, behind this rounded building, is the Mercator Center, and the street right from us is the street of Trešnjenog Cveta, cherries blossom, where logically there are two buildings related to Asia. One is the Chinese Cultural Center that was erected at the place of ex-Chinese embassy that was allegedly accidentally bombarded during the NATO campaign in 1999, where several Chinese citizens were killed by NATO bombs. And also the Japanese embassy is just next door practically, and hence no wonder that the street is called Cherries Blossom Street. Now approaching the very roundabout, the famous roundabout in New Belgrade, next to the municipality of New Belgrade, the building of the municipality. But everybody knows this area as Opština Novi Beograd, or the municipality of New Belgrade. This, together with Slavia and Autokomanda, were practically three most known roundabouts in Belgrade, and the biggest ones. I'm talking about the era of ex-Yugoslavia, when the streets were planned, most of the streets here in Belgrade. I know that especially the Slavia Square and the roundabout at Slavia was essentially a nightmare to everybody that was practically taking driver's lessons, because it was a bit chaotic, I have to say. I mean, a bit or a bit more, especially for the people that were new to driving, and the people coming from other cities. It was a nightmare to navigate through Slavia. Here on the right, the round building is the sports. I mean, it's still a sports hall, but it used to be the seat of basketball club Partizan, the champion of Europe from 1992, the European champion. The famous generation of Saša Đorđević, Predrag Saša Danilović, Žarko Paspalj, Obradović, who else was there? Lončar. Let me try to remember all the names. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. And in front of us is the famous Studentski grad, student city, the biggest student housing in this part of the world. 4 blocks of building totaling over 6,000. Is it? No, that would be too much. Yeah, I believe more than 6,000 people can be accommodated here. Of course, actually many more unofficially. But this is another story about living unofficially as a student in a student hostel of this type. This is something that is, because I used to be living also in Germany in 2 student hostels during my student visits to Germany, and there is no such thing as residing illegally or unofficially. We say illegally, illegalac is the proper name in Serbian, in the student hostel. But yeah, okay, back in the 90s, yeah, I suspect even before, this was one of the ways of surviving as a student with little income and not the best marks, because usually the rooms at these student hostels are distributed based on the achieved marks at the faculty, and the second category was the level of income of your family. Of course, many people cheated the level of income. There was a way to do it. I mean, the reported level of income, so that they can be placed higher at the rank list of this for the distribution of rooms. Why I'm talking this? Because I mean, probably in Germany or other countries in Western Europe, student hostels are not a social category, because you pay essentially the full economic price of such accommodation, and these were not cheap when I was living. Of course, much cheaper than renting a private apartment or even a room, but still, I believe it was adjusted to be just to cover just the costs of maintaining the building, etc., etc. In Serbia, that was not the case. The living in such accommodation was heavily subsidized by the state, and therefore these rank lists were very important, because if you place high at the rank list, there was a possibility to get a better room, because there were also considerable differences in the quality of rooms, some of them being at the very edge of livability, so to say, whereby some others were quite decent, actually even above the level of Western European student hostels. The one that I had the pleasure to enjoy in the last 4 years of my last 2 years of my regular studies and 2 years of my master studies were definitely above the level of rooms where I used to, I mean, in the student hostels where I lived in Germany, although that ones were also quite decent, I have to say. However, in case of these rooms, you also had the fully equipped bathroom in the room, whereby in Germany it was not the case. Usually the bathrooms were shared at one floor. Only the one lavatory was present in the room, and in the first case, not even that. And there was even a small kind of a tea kitchen, let's say, within the room, although there was a decent mensa, student restaurant, centrally located next to that the residential buildings of the student hostel. So yeah, but okay, enough about that. I just wanted to share with you my experiences of living as a student. I have reached my destination, so thanks for watching. Bye for now. Talk to you soon again. Bye bye.